From the Roundhouse in central London, you're listening to the Classic Rock Awards 2015 with Nicky Horne.
Welcome to our... It's so good to see you. It's always good to see you.
Yeah, we see each other in the most glamorous of places.
Yes, and it's always at this time of year, Brian.
It isn't it, yeah.
So, you must have you must have, I mean, not just a mantelpiece full of awards. You must have homes full of awards, Brian.
We've been blessed, I have
Indeed,
to say.
But how significant is that award that you're holding now, Living Legend, in the grand scheme of things?
Well, I've got to tell you, it felt more emotional tonight than I thought. You know, of course, you know, it always means a lot that people remember you even and hold you in respect and give you love. But when I got up there and everybody stood up and Joe said those amazing things about what we'd done, I felt very choked, actually. You probably saw, you know, and the things that I was going to say didn't come out very easily. It means a lot. It really does. You know, we could be someplace in obscurity and it could all have been a dream, but here we are still active, and I think that's the most incredible thing. You know, Adam's given us that, really. The fact that we can actually go out there and tour at the highest level with Adam is amazing. You know, we did Rock in Rio 30 years after the first time we ever did it with Freddie. We did Buenos Aires this time, and here we go doing the Isle of Wight Festival, which is a big thing in our history, you know, for other artists. You know, other artists,
Absolutely.
you think of the Isle of Wight and you think of Jimi Hendrix and Free and Bob Dylan and The Who, and you know, it's all our heroes.
The last time I saw you on stage was last New Year's Eve when you played the BBC One, and you played in the New Year.
That was
which was fantastic. Well,
was.
The thing that I wanted to say was that afterwards I spoke to a lot of people about it, and I think people who may have been ambivalent towards Adam's charms.
Yeah.
Were converted that night.
Yeah, that's right.
Did it feel like that to you? There was a real kind of connection.
Yeah, it happens every time we play with Adam, I must say. You can see in people's faces, they're thinking, you know, we come here, but he's not Freddie, and is this going to be okay, and that sort of stuff. After about 2.5 songs, they love him, and they are eating out of his hands, and they're weeping, a lot of them. You know, they just love him to death. I mean, Adam inspires so much connection and love, you know, and he's an enormous performer. He's an incredible performer, in my opinion. He's one of the greats. You know, he's another Elvis. Is Adam Lambert. So yeah, it happens. The New Year concert that we did, you know, people probably don't realise how how can I put this? How terrifying that is. You know, 1975, as boys, we did live Christmas Eve on the BBC, and that was an enormous kind of stress. But you're a boy, we were young boys, you kind of don't take it in, you think, oh yeah, we'll do this, you know. I think we're more aware of the stress now, so to do that live on New Year's Eve with a singer that we hadn't worked with a huge amount, it has to be said, you know, it was an amazing kind of rush of adrenaline and nerves and fear and joy. You know, and we also had to time it exactly so it would fit around the Big Ben chimes and everything and the Old Lang Syne. So it was an enormous amount of pressure. But somehow you thrive. It brings stuff out. And I think Adam was stupendous that night. And it worked. It was really good fun.
Do you have any surprises in store for the Isle of Wight?
Well, I don't know. It's a bit early days yet. We'll get together and we'll rehearse informally first, and then we'll do production rehearsals. It'll be a new set because we dismantled all the stuff that we used in South America. So we'll see. You know, we'll start putting it together and see what we can do. The great thing about Adam is he can do anything. You can chuck anything at him, you know, off a Queen album, and he'll go, oh, okay, yeah, I'll have a go at that.
And does his youth and enthusiasm and all of that stuff that he brings to the table, does that affect you and Roger? I mean, it must give you two a sense of urgency and energy.
It really has, yeah.
How does it change you as a player?
I might be too old to change Nicky as a player, but I think it gives us the energy to get up there and give it hell, you know. And we went back and did some stuff off the first album, a second album, whatever, you know, first 3 albums, which are the high energy things, and we did Stone Cold Crazy. And, you know, who could take that on? There's not many people who could take that on as a singer. And we ended up kind of speeding it up every night just because we could, just to see how far we could, because it's kind of a challenge. You think, we did this 30, 40 years ago or whatever. Can we still do it? Yeah, fuck, yes, we can. We can do it better than we did in those days. So it became a kind of crusade. Then we settled. We said, okay, we've done this, and Stone Cold Crazy then settled down to a sensible tempo. But it's just great fun. The energy is there. There's a night in Japan where we were doing I Was Born to Love You, and we take a lot of risks because we'd never played that before live, and for Adam it's new. And he got so into it, he jumped into the audience in the guitar solo, and it's on film on YouTube, and I just think, wow, that was something to take on, and for it to assume that kind of life force was amazing.
So last year we were in Los Angeles this time of the year at the Classic Rock Awards. This year, obviously, here in Camden Town. Next year, they say it's going to be in Tokyo.
We're all going to Japan.
Do you think we could make it in Tokyo next year?
I think it's a date. Let's go.
It's a date.
I'm on it.
Dr. Brian May, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicky.
Thank you, as ever.
Nicky Horne, live from the Roundhouse in central London at the Classic Rock Awards 2015.